Starfield is great. Some people may debate that, but even I know that Starfield has one huge weakness. Hey everyone, I am Doodleman149, and today I'll be discussing the number one problem that Starfield has that needs to be remedied if Bethesda wants people to look at this game the same way they look at Fallout and Skyrim. Let's hop into this. First off, let's look at some other games to see if you can pick up what I'm putting down. Fallout was my first foray into Bethesda RPGs. While my favorite one, New Vegas, isn't even truly a Bethesda title, it still feels enough like the other Bethesda Fallouts to fit in with the same company. The world is destroyed. There's dirt, grime, and blood everywhere. Evil people roam the wastes, preying on the good and neutral parties of the world. Gunplay is visceral, even getting into the downright goofy at times with how graphic the violence is. Super mutant gore bags dot the capital wasteland with remnants of their last human meals. Centaurs are humanoid abominations, and there's junked up cannibal rapist in the Mojave. Everything is grim with a flair of fun to it. Skyrim is a beautifully realized fantasy world with pristine vistas and dark, decrepit caves to explore. Monsters abound, preying on the many travelers, and forsworn perform human sacrifices. Literal demon gods play with mankind like toys, while Hermaeus Mora is a hentai freak's wet dream. While the overall tone is lighter than Fallout, it still has plenty of darkness beneath the surface. So what is it that ties these universes together that Starfield doesn't have? Well, it's darkness and gore. Fallout is chock full of chunky bits of enemies being blown apart with explosives. Bodies can literally be cannibalized. Heads can be blown off, and the darkness of the human soul is on full display, constantly trying to overtake the light sides of humanity that have sprung up in the wasteland. Skyrim has beheadings, werewolf maulings, vampiric draining, necromancers, blind carnivorous ice elves in Dwemer ruins, and as I mentioned before, literal demons. Starfield has terramorphs. Looking at Starfield, this is by far the cleanest Bethesda RPG out there. Combat damage boils down to some blood splats and bodies dropping or being blown across the vacuum of space. Every single body remains fully intact regardless of the manner of disposal. The best you get for interesting deaths is when you shoot an enemy's jump pack and it sends them off like a rocket to explode. You'll randomly find dead characters who look like they're just sleeping. There's random blood splatters on caves next to some bones. It's all extremely tame. Even the terramorphs, who are supposed to be the most terrifying, violent creatures in the game, are nothing really. Your introduction to them has it shoving its arm down a creature's throat to pull out its innards. The problem here is that it's just blood splatter reminiscent of a GameCube game. This is the only Bethesda game I've played that certainly doesn't deserve its mature rating. What's here that garners that rating? Nothing. This is a rated T game at best. So, I propose that much in the same vein as the difficulty settings they added with the most recent patch, that Bethesda should update the game with an option to turn on Fallout levels of gore. With advanced sci-fi technology, dangerous alien creatures, and a universe with a religious crusade tearing across space and battle mechs destroying armies, there deserves to be some gore. Helmet visors should get blown in by headshots, stronger shots should remove limbs altogether, explosions should dismember enemies, and there needs to be more environmental horror to the parts that they're trying to make scary. I know Starfield is a NASA punk game, but that doesn't mean every environment needs to be squeaky clean. Even the human enemies are very basic. They're either druggies, murderers, or thieves. They are nothing special. There's no psychopaths, sociopaths, cannibals, grapists. If Starfield added an option to add a darker aesthetic and feel, I have no doubt it would bring more players back. And so that's all today, Explorers. Starfield's biggest problem for me is the lack of darkness and gore. In a universe where grievous wounds should be abundant given the technology levels, injuries should be more graphic, that's all I'm saying. It's not a lot to ask for, especially when the game seems like it's basically made with Fallout 4's engine. It should be easy enough to implement. What do you think Starfield's biggest problem is? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you're all enjoying the game so far, and I hope it's everything you want it to be. So with that, be sure to keep an eye out for my future Starfield content, like and subscribe for more. I've been your guide, Doodleman149, and I'll see you again, sometime, somewhere, amongst the stars.